Our technicians have arrived at the job site. They're having difficulties finding parking. Okay, I should run out to the street then and make sure that they can find a parking spot.
Is that for the new space in Washington, D.C.?
I'm still drunk.
I've been having this, and then I had chlamydia, and I'm fabulous having, and then I was very, very drunk.
You ever seen that
Key
bit?
too? No.
Oh, dude. Cut that in. Yeah, just cut that in right here.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah. It's a great bit, a great skit. It's a
what,
man-
Saturday Night Live?
I don't know where it's from. It's like a Monty Python thing.
Oh,
it's
sure.
It's an old man in front of a fireplace. And he's like, I was and then I got chlamydia.
Yeah.
You have to understand, I was very, very drunk.
It sounds like Phil Hartman.
It's the English.
Dude, this place is so... It's like their treasures just keep emerging. Already in this morning at Pub Key, I've discovered a Furry Hand, a
Trump burgers,
fresh bottle of creatine monohydrate, and the fact that Donald Trump... Oh, wait, two more things. The fact that Donald Trump spent $1,000 on burgers here while on the campaign trail.
Bitcoin burgers.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, and Bitcoin cheeseburgers. And the fact that Lizzo stiffed you guys last night.
It's just,
that's
can't we just like
embarrassing.
have a normal place?
Lizzo was supposed to be here.
I thought we were opening a normal place.
Lizzo was supposed to be our special guest today on the podcast, but she's still drunk from the Met Gala, and they say that she gets violent. The one rule at Pub Key...
She hits people.
The one rule at Pub Key is that there's a strict no violence policy, and so we have to bar the doors.
Also, there's a lot of
She's very strong.
sanitary issues with her because she makes people eat chicken off the floor.
As like a power thing.
Yeah,
It's like a
To
power
exert
thing.
her dominance.
You haven't
She
had to do
drops
that for a
piece
job
right on the
interview?
floor.
I have to do that all the time.
Hit-
Working in the
hit
film industry.
unmute on the top left and top right. Yeah, you had it. Yeah,
On?
yeah, on.
And then the other one also?
Yeah.
Also on?
Oh hell yeah! Now we're live.
Yeah. Wow.
Normally I do that like 45 minutes in. So
Now I see myself. I gotta have a cool posture.
You
I
have
was
to
like
have
sitting
cool
up. Now I
posture.
gotta,
You have to have cool
I have
posture.
a cool posture. So
Yeah, you don't want to slouch. So we're recapping the Met Gala. We're going to go over every look that we saw last night.
a lot of great looks.
Starting with Lizzo. Looked amazing.
Lizzo looked amazing.
Looked incredible.
That was the prettiest suit I've ever seen a woman wear.
Sydney Sweeney.
That was the theme was hats and suits.
Hats and suits.
It was like a milady.
Yeah, right. Like Carmen Sandiego.
Like
was
Carmen
there.
Sandiego, yep.
Yeah, she looked amazing.
She was a babe. Where in the hell is Carmen Sandiego?
Well, she was at the Met Gala.
Trafficking children.
That's what she's been doing this whole time.
Yeah, that was just
They
the
said
end of
she
the
was a
game.
spy, but she's actually been trafficking.
Yeah, she works for the
people.
CIA.
That was a bullshit game that like came on the front of a magazine.
Yeah.
There was like a CD on the front of a magazine. You're like, oh, this game rules.
You know who else came on the front of a magazine?
Oh, god damn you.
Well, you have to understand, I was very drunk.
Me on the new Lizzo issue of Vogue.
Is she on the cover?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, dude. But they
Even
had to make
after
the
the
cover.
cancellation,
They had to make the cover into a centerfold.
she wasn't canceled.
Not really. All you need to do.
But people say that, you know?
Well,
Like,
it's such a
anytime
blanket
I bring up her
term.
name, someone's like, oh, you know, she was canceled.
She just had a controversy, but all you need to do is disappear for like 2 years and then come back, and then you're fine.
Yeah, and be on Ozempic.
And be on Ozempic.
be on Ozempic.
And rebrand. Do a rebrand.
When you go on Ozempic, you end up a different. So that's the thing about Ozempic is sort of like the substance, but you just crawl out of your old body and you become a new person.
Well, it eats away at your brain too.
Dude, that is
Rots your brain.
future class action lawsuit.
You
Waiting
think so?
to happen.
Ozempic?
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no shortcuts in life.
It's been working wonders for so many people.
Oh, they look fantastic.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah. There's gonna be hell to pay. Yeah. Get your
Nothing is like-
Chinese
you can't
hand
play
off
God
my
like that.
daughter's cock. I opened the last episode and it just played that exact moment. Get your Chinese hand off my daughter's
That was a fun episode. Southern Dick Law. Well, there's it's tricky because I want to talk about the issues, the current events, like last night's Met Gala.
There's so many.
There's so many current events, but this episode is going to come out a week from now, which means that there will be
Future current events.
even more events.
Yeah.
So
This is actually always the problem with podcasting.
China.
Unless you are on a schedule, they get released the next day.
right.
It's hard to talk about current events.
China dropped the bomb.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
We're actually recording this podcast from the bunker.
They dropped the bomb. They called it the bomb.
The bomb. China
We're
dropped
dropping
the
da
bomb
bomb.
on Canada, and now we are recording this podcast from a shelter. First off, make sure you're eating your iodine pills.
What's your hangover cure, Rick? Because you're often hungover.
Well, I don't. I don't always have a.
Is it orange juice?
No,
Is it milk?
it's not milk. And I usually don't like coffee either. Coffee usually makes me feel sick.
Oh, dude, you're raw dogging life.
Yeah, but
No coffee, no OJ, no milk.
I drink a bunch of water. I hydrate.
Oh,
Gatorade.
yes,
Coconut water.
yes,
I might pop a couple Advil.
yes. Then
Kind of your standard.
you have to jerk off.
Your standard
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, jerk off about 6 or 7 times.
That's my immediate. I wake up, I'm hungover, jerk off. I feel
Yeah.
like percentage better.
Chug
Chug a lot of water.
It's a good indicator on how dehydrated you are too. When it comes out like this, like
Yeah.
like mustard.
And like mustard. Yeah, it's kind of like brown, yellow. And it's kind of smelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a fun time.
you know what I like to do when I'm hungover is go
It's just
shopping.
it just like vomits. Like bleh.
Hey, yeah.
Dry heaves.
That means you're kind of sick.
And then I haven't had to do this in a while because I quit smoking weed. But what I would do is I would sort of wait until I finally felt almost better, and then smoke weed, and then I would be back to like zero. Wouldn't even get high, just be back to like no longer hungover.
Nah, dude.
That can actually help. Of course, you got hair of the dog. The only thing with hair of the dog is when does it end?
See, hair of the dog has literally never worked for me. Hair of the
Because hair of
dog
the dog-
only
it does
makes
work
me
for me.
feel.
To once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Yeah, you would. This is what I'm saying. You maybe would have to do hair of the dog every day for the rest of your life until you die, because it's
We
like,
should
oh,
maybe
well,
get a Bloody Mary after this.
that might make me feel better. I might need to have a Bitcoin burger and a Bloody Mary.
Try one of these crypto burgers.
I like that he bought $1,000 worth of burgers here, but he insisted on feeding them.
When he
To everybody.
on his way out, I went, "I love you, Dad." And he turned around. He's like, "What the fuck was that?" I was like, "I love you, Dad." I love you, Dad.
It's
Can I call you later, Dad? I love you.
He so you went through something special.
Yeah. You know, he wears that like Chicago style tie.
Yeah,
that my
the
dad
big
wears.
fat tie.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm a businessman. You gonna know by the width of my tie that I mean business." See, a plantation owner.
Big double-breasted suits too. It's like real boxy.
Nah, he doesn't wear double breast. Double breasted sick. I actually wanna. I think I'm getting old enough where I can like move over into double breasted.
Really?
Oh yeah,
So what is
and
he?
start swinging.
What does that mean? You got 2 breasts on it?
Doesn't it just mean like there's 2 pockets rather than one?
No, it means that there's 2 rows of buttons, and you go across the first row. Did you guys learn anything about the Met Gala last night? Met Gala's last night. Ling is a lot double breasted.
I should know this stuff. We're recapping the Met Gala.
I actually don't know if that's true, but it's like it's got like a lot of
That makes
extra
sense.
shit going on.
There's
It
more
looks
parts.
There's more parts. And it looks more like you look like an admiral or a waiter.
Oh, I got ya.
But only like really only certain people can pull it off. You gotta have like some gray hair and like be a swinger.
Are you going gray?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going a little gray. Starting to get them.
You gotta be a swinger.
How about Rick? You got any gray hairs yet?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's cool. It's pretty
It's
nice
cool.
that we all
No.
still have our hair.
Rick's a twang.
Yeah, I'm a twink. What are you talking about? I'm not going gray.
It all hits like one day.
I'm
You like
19
wake
years
up.
old.
You wake
how
up
would I
one
be
day.
going gray? Yeah.
No, the day that you don't, the day that you like grow up out of being a twink and you learn it, and then you're in denial. You're in twink denial, and you start throwing shit,
Smashing windows.
throwing plates. I am.
You
That
go to
could-
punch the wall, but you break your own hand.
That could be a movie right there. You know, the classics kind of woman who's aging and she's has a mental breakdown because of her aging. You know, there's many examples of this. So that, but it's a twink, and it's his 21st birthday.
Wait, you're saying
It's his 18th birthday.
so there's a woman who's like 39. She's staring down
Like Sunset Boulevard.
middle age,
That's
like
classic
Sunset
example of
Boulevard.
that.
Yeah, she's 39 in Sunset Boulevard. And
Like honestly, maybe
I actually just watched it. She's 54.
that's pretty fucking old.
Pretty fucking old, if you ask me. But so there's a woman, and she's, she's looking at looking into the grave at age 39, and she makes a wish upon a star to be young again. When she wakes up the next morning, she's a 19-year-old twink.
So then she goes through ego death twice because she's a 19-year-old twink, and it's basically expired at that point.
It's like, no, she doesn't think that she's a twink until like
It's
she
given
starts
her like
hanging out with
2
other
more
people.
weeks. Was 19 old for a twink?
Yeah, you're basically done.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You gotta get them like 14.
14-year-old twink?
Yeah. But then you groom from there, you know.
Oh,
You
that's
just start
interesting.
chatting a little bit.
All right, so maybe this is a
liking
woman
Facebook
who,
posts.
spends a lot of time on the internet complaining about age gap relationships, only to wake up a 14-year-old twink, and she has to choose between, being old and being in an age gap relationship as a 14-year-old twink.
Or the reverse. But now she's getting pounded by a man. Well, she
Right.
was always getting pounded by a man.
She's always getting pounded by a man.
Yeah.
But this is
What if
just
it's
a little different.
what if she finds out that it's the same man? So like her on and off, the guy who can't commit, right? Because she's graying.
Turns
actually
out he was bisexual, having sex with
having
twinks
sex
this whole
with
time.
14-year-old twinks this whole time.
Yeah,
His
it's like my
two-
girl disappeared.
His two partners
she
were a
disappeared.
39-year-old woman and a 18-year-old twink. And
She runs into him
and
at a
she-
club, and he's just like,
He's
he's
Well,
on the dance floor.
she
like,
knows what he likes, which is where he starts to be like, who is this boy?
Who is this boy?
Why does he know
Yeah.
where I like to be tickled?
Yeah. We could have.
I would give anything for that. If a boy knew where I like to be tickled,
Well,
Rick, you could learn.
yeah, I was gonna say, so you just teach them. It's all about communication at the end of the day.
Let me guess,
It's
your
a-
inner thighs.
Yeah, that's.
That is the spot.
Yeah.
I
don't
do love
like to
that
be tickled.
so much of sex. I hate being tickled. I do love that a lot of sex discourse has to do could just be solved by just say it.
Well, yeah, that's what it's all about, communication.
Give us an example.
That's what they teach you in
That's not what
sex
I-
ed class.
That is not how I do it. You gotta bottle it up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you take it out on your dog.
Yeah.
It reminds me.
Like,
that-
what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tell my girlfriend that I like blowjobs a lot. Let me just tell you what I'm into.
yeah, that's-
blowjobs.
I mean, think about it
She's
though.
like,
Like,
yeah, I know. Get the fuck away from me.
you guys are at marriage counseling or whatever, and the
Communicate.
counselor is like, Greg, do you have Gurgle? I'm sorry, Gurgle. Do you have something that you'd like to share? It's like, wow, it's okay. You're in a safe space. This is very hard for me to say, but do you remember when we were on vacation and you woke me up with a blowjob? Yes.
No, she's like, no. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That made me feel
Awesome. That was awesome.
And then the therapist's like, Katrina, are you hearing this?
Yeah.
Greg, does this make you feel seen?
And you're just tipping the therapist on the side. Just like, just breaking her off like $500. Like, nice work.
Thank you. Only if it works, though. You like break her off $500 and you end up with like less blowjobs. You end up asking for your money back.
It's important to take care of your man.
That's true.
I just saw Idiocracy for the first time.
Oh, it's you mean like kind of like what we're living in today? It's kind of like Idiocracy.
I didn't finish it, but I don't know how I missed it because I'd never heard of it.
That's the funniest take on Idiocracy that I've heard.
I'm like, this came out in 2006. I'm like,
It wasn't.
how did I fucking
It
miss
wasn't
this?
a huge hit. It kind of had like straight to DVD vibes, to be honest.
That makes sense.
Like it wasn't like a massive comedy
every
hit.
single person, every single day, bring it
Yeah.
up to me.
Yeah.
Well, because we're living in Idiocracy.
Like, oh, you've seen Idiocracy, right? I'm like, and sometimes I lie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, of course, dude. Of course, you know, it's a fucking
Yeah.
monumental film.
Could we push down a little bit?
Where do I go?
Because my headphones
Oh,
are
yeah.
like right
Oh,
at the
dude,
brink.
dude.
and
Here,
I'm-
let's
and I'm-
do this.
Okay.
Should I switch 'em?
Awful, dude. That's awful. I don't like that at all.
Some people are like, I love Idiocracy. Idiocracy was a documentary. Other people are like, I hate Idiocracy. That movie is pretty mean to poor people.
Christ, dude.
Well, that's the point.
And
That's a good idea. I need to get one of those.
That's good for.
Gurgle, on the other hand,
Hangovers
is
and
like,
hydration.
what the fuck is Idiocracy? What is this movie that you guys have been talking about for the last
What in the hell is diversity?
20 years now? Is Idiocracy 20? When did it come out? Like 2005?
2006.
2000. So it's 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Kind
That
of
was
like
almost-
my
What's his
twink.
name?
Dead in twink years.
Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson. I love him. I love the Wilsons. Everybody does.
I'm an Owen Wilson guy. For a while, I thought it was like more mature. I was a Luke Wilson guy because of the Royal Tenenbaums, but no, turns out Owen Wilson guy all along.
Yeah, dude. Shanghai Nights. Shanghai Noon.
Shanghai Noon,
Marley and Me.
Marley and Me.
He's one of the best. And he tried to kill himself, like, oddly in his, like, prime.
Yeah,
No,
What was
he
that
has
about?
because he's got demons inside.
he's got feelings.
got
But this
bad
is like
demons.
this is when he was like out there making movies, like
Yeah.
one out of
I
two
wouldn't say in the
movies.
middle of his peak. Maybe a little at the other end of it, but
Isn't it unsettling when you learn that a guy from Texas actually has like an internal landscape?
yeah, freaks me out.
That'd be like finding out that like a football player.
It'd be
was
like finding out
sad.
like your dad has feelings.
Yeah, no thanks.
I love your dad.
My dad doesn't have feelings.
No, your dad is kind of like a nice guy. He seems like he has feelings.
He keeps them very, very. If he does,
Speaking of
You haven't heard
twinks,
about him?
nope. Holds him close to the chest.
That's good.
You gotta bottle it up, dude.
Yeah, dude.
If you don't bottle it up, it's pretty gay.
Yep.
Yep. How about we switch this movie and it's a man who bottles his feelings up so tightly that one night he like goes to sleep after the last straw, and the next day he wakes up
As a twink.
19-year-old twink.
Let's switch this up.
He does, a wizard or a witch casts a spell on him so that he can learn a lesson. These classic, these body change movies. It's about learning a lesson at the
Okay,
end of
but
the day.
he arrives in this vessel in the body as a straight man. But the body he's taking over is a kid who's like in the scene, in the
Yeah.
gay scene.
Is a
So he
ran
has to
through
like
twink.
learn, like he's like, what? He's like, I'm a young man. This is amazing. And then like someone knocks on his door. And they're like, Robert, come on, we're going to the show. He's like, what show? And it's like, do 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 do. He's like, this is amazing. He's like, I'm so popular. I'm so popular.
And then he's like, wait,
I don't know what happens after that, but
Then he
Yeah.
he does what a twink does
which
in
is
the prime of his life.
Which is what just dances, right? I thought twinks were just the guys that dance in the cages at the clubs.
oh hell.
Yeah, you're in a cage. Yeah, you get zapped if you slow
You
down.
stop if you stop the moment you stop gyrating,
You get
it's an
zapped.
electrified cage.
So it is about like a man's transition into
A more fun period in his life.
just learning to love like gayness.
Yeah, and when
Oh, so before he was like a hardened, like a alt-right kind of bro.
didn't have any friends, totally lonely, but would never admit that he's lonely.
Incel.
It's actually about incel. It's about the male loneliness epidemic, actually. And then he secretly makes a wish to not be so lonely. But the catch of not being so lonely is he turns into a little dancing twink.
Little dancing twink,
he's
who
like, "I'm the
notoriously
most-"
can't control their feelings.
It's basically the story of
No.
Bedazzled.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind
like
of like
every time he makes a wish, it's like backfires in some capacity.
I was getting the Hot Chick too. You guys remember the Hot Chick?
Of course, the best movie.
Hot
ever.
Chick is a great movie.
Hot Chick's a great movie.
Rob Schneider tried to kill himself in his prime. Also.
Wait, he did?
Right in
I
the
don't
middle of
remember
those. No.
Yeah, dude. Rob Schneider tried to crash his motorcycle. He was in after Rob Schneider was in the Darjeeling Limited.
Has Rob Schneider ever been to Bitcoin Bar? Because I feel like he'd fit in here.
He would probably like it.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I like it. It's about freedoms.
Because
Is this place about freedoms?
this place about hating taxes. Every
Yep.
place is about hating taxes.
Yup.
We all hate taxes.
I think we can
I
all
honestly
agree.
okay. So I gotta say I've never considered the
Paying
point of
taxes.
view of a libertarian, but the other day a friend who's a crypto libertarian, he's secretly a libertarian, was telling me, he was like, look, the problem with this whole make the rich pay more in taxes is that think about how badly tax dollars are spent now. Do we want just more money going to fucking nothing?
He's right. He convinced me.
I'm in.
That's a really good
Son of
point.
a
I mean, I think
sir.
like those taxes
That's a
that
very
like go to
astute
like
political
go to like
analysis.
good
Son
stuff.
of a bitch.
spend tax money on stupid stuff.
No, it's not that. I'm describing this pretty poor. It's not that they spend tax money on stupid stuff, because taxes obviously pay for good stuff, but that a whole lot of that money just ends up getting fucking
It's like the movie
obliterated
business.
in like the process of getting that money to the good
Which is why
stuff.
we have Doge, which is what Doge is doing. Thank you,
Producers
Doge.
are just taking all the cash and
Producers are
pocketing it.
taking all of
It's
the.
the same problem with Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it actually truly is.
It's
It's
run
like
the same way.
so.
Got a big budget?
That's mine
40%
now.
of it going to the producers right in their pocket.
Do you think that is the United States' greatest export?
Films,
It's taken a little off the top.
mafia
Mafia
business mentality, the art of the deal.
The art of the
of
deal.
the deal.
So this is
Hamburgers,
hamburgers.
hot dogs,
We did put the hot dog. I appreciate us for the hot dog.
sour cream,
Well, we put the donut on the map too.
whipped cream.
That's like a Belgium thing.
And Belgians didn't get it until we put one on the tip of your penis and had a twink eat it off.
Put a donut on the tip of your penis. Roll it all the way back over the balls.
Over the balls. You got to fit each one inside. I usually go balls first.
Yeah, you have
And
to.
then just stuff the shaft through.
And then your chubby wife has to eat it all off.
Oh, she loves that.
That's a little
this
game we
is-
play.
It's actually what it's the sex therapist orders.
Yep. Why don't you make a little game out of it so it's a little more fun?
Honey, do you remember that time?
My
that
issue
you-
with giving blowjobs is it's boring. It's a job. At the end of the day, I just wish it was more fun.
And that's where America exported the donut.
We should try working on a film that's like completely serious without any cocks
Yeah.
and donut cocks and
like
cock
just
wall.
a
They all- every single fucking pitch. It's just like, and then he put his cock in it.
And then he had a cock.
sometimes I can be serious.
But you start with the balls.
And then he's a twink.
Well, I would say this does remind me of a free movie idea that I called Channeling the Duke. And it's a story of a couple who, you know, the woman is just like, honey, like, you're so quiet when we have sex. I wish that you would, you know, make some noises. I wish that you would maybe talk a little dirty, express yourself. And one fateful night, as they're making whoopee, he opens his mouth and he lets loose, but suddenly the voice that comes out isn't his. It's that of a 17th century French duke who's a very, very, very decadent lover. And it's pretty weird for both of them when they realize that his sex voice, like when he finally allows himself to like go into it, it's somebody else. It's like a ghost of the Marquis de Sade or something who died and just managed to find his whole.
She goes wild for it.
Yeah, maybe she learns to love it. At first, she's like, "Holy shit, you're possessed." He's like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?"
What are you talking
He's like, "I
about?
have no idea what you're
And
talking
she
about."
falls in love with the Frenchman.
falls in
And she
love with
leaves.
the-
She leaves her husband
the
for the
Frenchman.
Frenchman.
Oh yeah, she tries to like make there be more time that she's spending.
She
with
tries to banish the husband's soul from the vessel and have the Frenchman take over completely.
She hits the library and she tries to research a way to get that spirit out of the body,
Well, it's
or to kill the husband,
it
so the spirit
emerges.
can like come out.
It emerges when they're making whoopee. So I guess when he's aroused, so she realizes that in order to stay with the Duke, she needs to keep him aroused at all times. So it becomes a movie like what's the Jason Statham where he has to keep his crank, where he has to be smoking crank in order to keep his dick hard.
He's got to crank his hog,
or else the bus explodes. It's like that. It's like, she needs to keep him at a level, like at 90% chub at all times. Otherwise, the Duke goes away.
The Duke starts giving her like plans and messages. He's like,
Because
"This
the
is how
Duke
you
is
get me
also
out."
in the middle of like a revolutionary plot to overthrow the French government.
Oh yeah, he's got his plans.
but that also somehow translates to taking over the American government,
and also
he's giving her secret messages,
killing his vessel, the husband. He's like, "You have to. The only way to free me is you have to murder Robert."
Yeah,
and also,
you got to get
I've
rid of
been
him.
bottled up in here for so goddamn long. Now suck me off.
Zutalos. Yeah. Oh, we're forgetting. You must suck me off.
That's your French.
You must suck me off.
Italian plumber.
Mon amour.
Mon amour. Bonjour.
Mon
No.
amour. It is the moment you are sucking me that I am at peace.
That's in the trailer. That's the opening shot in the trailer.
That's Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah.
It's just the voice, though.
Yeah.
Gerard Depardieu is back.
It's a regular, like, nerdy guy. It's like
Topher Grace.
yeah.
It is. It's Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
And so he's like, honey, we have good sex, right? And she's like, yeah, honey, that's why we're in sex therapy.
Idiot.
Because I really like blowjobs, but I never get them.
She's like, okay, we could we could work on that. And then in bed that one night, he's like, mon amour.
His eyes roll back into his head.
Drives her crazy.
Do you like when I tickle you there?
It's like a little Ghostbusteries.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is a little Ghostbustery.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters. Everyone likes Ghostbusters.
Did you guys ever?
It could be a
unless it's the
spinoff.
new one.
We could pitch this to the Ghostbusters producers.
You know they sued Huey Lewis, or Huey Lewis sued Ghostbusters.
for the song?
Yeah,
Huh.
because they went to him for the track, and then he said no, and they're like, whatever, we'll just remake it, I mean, slightly different,
Right.
and which they did.
Which they did.
Pretty sure
And
you
it
can
sounded
do that, even though it's
awesome.
kind of annoying. If you change it,
a
it's
little
allowed.
bit. By the way, that
Yeah.
could be false, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So then he sued them. He's like, it's
Basically stealing.
identical.
Isn't it like it's a percentage? It's got to be at least 30% different.
Yeah, but like then you're in a courtroom like, well, they do sound pretty similar.
Do you guys remember that clip of Vanilla Ice defending his one song, and somebody's like, "Isn't that just Under Pressure?" And he's like, "No. Under Pressure, dun 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 dun. My song, dun 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 dun."
He's right.
It's completely different.
It's different. It's a
Who won
different
that
song.
case?
Vanilla Ice.
Did
You
he?
almost always win. The one getting sued for copying, which like they often did, they
Is
always
cool.
win. Yeah.
Because they're like, all right, can we just put an end to this? What do you want? $3 million? Fine.
Fine, pussy.
It's probably way more.
Because that's the thing is the one getting sued for doing a copy is cool, and the one suing for being copied is a
Is
pussy.
a bitch.
Yeah, and that's what that's not. This is actually legal terminology here.
And then Sting had like a little thing with P. Diddy. Dun, 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 dun,
Gay
dun,
sex.
dun, dun, dun,
They
dun,
had gay
dun,
sex,
dun,
yeah.
dun.
For
Well, they sucked
12
him up.
hours. Because that's
Tantric.
tantric gay sex.
Tantric sex. That's what Sting likes to do.
He just edges the entire time. It's like, Jesus Christ, can we end this? He's like, oh, hold on. Get me some more water. Deborah, bring more water in here.
Sting has to be in this movie.
Sting is
Sting is the sex
Sting is the
therapist.
sex-
he's the sex therapist. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Have you tried blowjobs?
Have you tried downward
Have you
doggy?
tried a blowjob?
Have you tried reverse
He's British,
cowgirl?
right? Have
He's
you-
British, yeah.
Australian.
Perhaps you could try communicating some of your feelings.
Or no,
I don't know why you got Mid-Atlantic.
with
Truman
your
Capote.
penis.
I think he's American. He just pretends to be British because it seems more posh.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck Sting.
You. Fuck you. Fuck him.
I remember when, like, in the 90s, my dad got really into Sting. And I think really he just got into the idea of a man who expressed his feelings through sex, which is what my dad always wanted to be.
But he could never do it.
When your wife is
He
just
was
like
never brave enough.
all up in your ass and trying to fight you, and you're like, let me just tell you how I feel right now. With sex.
Let me just tell you how I feel.
She's like, okay.
Because I'm Sting.
Let me just tell you how I feel.
Oh, well.
Sting with the worst accent.
You know I'm British, don't you?
Let me
Well,
tell
I
you.
am.
Yeah, I like where this is going. So
reverse
channeling the
cowgirl.
Duke, right? Starts out right. We've got this man and a woman, and yet again, their sex comes to a underwhelming halt when somebody's maybe they're not present. Maybe it turns out that he's like oh yeah, and then she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, you wanted me to to make some noise.
But he sounds like a little bitch.
But he sounds like a total wiener.
Yeah. He doesn't do it right.
He doesn't do it
That's,
right.
that's
Not
in
to her
a lot
liking.
of movies. That's like an easy laugh, and it's in so many movies. So we should do it.
So we should do it.
Yeah.
Wait,
It just
where
works.
the
Do
the
what
husband
works.
is trying to sound sexy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
When
can't do
when
it
a
right.
woman is like commanding that you do it.
Oh,
you're
right.
Yeah, I'm fucking you. It's really good.
Ooh, I
I'm
love your
pretty
tits.
hard. Your tits are there. You have nipples. They're pink and kind of brown, bumpy.
Very bumpy.
They're
like
so
Braille.
bumpy.
They're Braille nipples. They look like National Geographic.
I took a Braille class once. It says
I'm in your
I'm
ass.
fucking you.
You're in my ass. I'm fucking you.
Yeah, sex with Topher Grace turns into a very disappointing moment for both of them yet again. He's like, I'm sorry. She's just like rolls over, and then you hear like,
don't say. I don't want you to say sorry. I want you to be a man.
but
Yeah.
this is after she rolls over, and you just hear like,
Nice.
He's just pleasuring himself because he's so stressed out after that
Yeah, he-
experience.
takes a vibrator, and she's, do you have the vibrator on your balls again?
That's one of his problems that she brings up with Sting. She's like, he's been faking orgasms.
He's been faking orgasm just so he can roll over.
And then when he thinks I'm asleep, he takes the vibrator out.
Oh baby, oh baby, I came.
Use my Hitachi on his balls.
That's how like dead on the inside he is. He's just like, oh yes, no, I did come.
I'm picturing the wife as Amy Schumer. This could be an Amy Schumer vehicle. Or
She's canceled, dude.
this is, but okay. One of the themes of this episode is bringing back some of our beloved canceled ladies,
Right.
Such as Lizzo,
Fine.
so she can do the soundtrack.
Okay.
Amy Schumer's coming back. She's the wife.
Amy Schumer's come on back.
Amy Schumer, come on back to the Hollywood industry. We miss you.
Yeah, after she forced Lizzo to play her flute into her pussy.
Did she get
Uh-huh.
Ellen DeGeneres? Like, did she like slap her like chief of staff or something? Or did
Well,
she
the big
just
thing
steal her
was
joke?
the whole Israel thing.
What?
What?
I thought she got in trouble for stealing jokes.
Well, there's that.
I
She
thought
said,
Ellen got in trouble for
we're talking about Amy
No,
Schumer.
Ellen made someone eat a piece of chicken off the ground.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought she
She's
locked
like, "You
an
eat
assistant into a dungeon in her house.
She had a dungeon for people who misbehaved
You
on
know,
the Ellen show.
I want my people in showbiz to be like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Well, they
agree
I
with
want
you.
there to be
often are.
absolute catastrophes.
You don't make it to the top without abusing the shit
She made
out of
me eat a
everyone you
piece of
work
chicken
with.
off the floor.
Yeah.
Actually, Tom said something that I was listening to, and when I was reviewing a past episode that I've been thinking about, which is that that's why you go to Hollywood.
To fuck children?
Yeah,
And to abuse your
and to
people who work
abuse
for
your
you.
assistants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you
it's
do
it's
it.
not like you go there and then suddenly somebody's
is the
like,
American dream.
"Hey, you want to abuse some children?" It's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I see my name in lights at the top of a newspaper. So and so abuses children.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah, this could be like a B story.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Also, wait, I remembered that I don't like Amy Schumer, so I'm going to fire her. And actually, maybe we should have Jessica Alba be the wife.
Oh,
Lordy B. Don't get
I
me
was
started.
She's
thinking-
such a beautiful lady. I mean,
Don't
if
get me
there's,
started.
there's no way Topher Grace could satisfy a woman like that.
Yeah.
what if we go back to, when you
Crush.
said Topher Grace, I immediately started thinking of Laura Prepon, Donna from that 70s show.
If we
'Cause
had a
the two of
reunion.
them, yeah.
Oh, Donna's so hot too.
I thought that too.
I was so into her.
Same.
I don't know what it was.
She's
it was
tall.
her confidence.
Because she's tall and
She
she's
just carried the way she
has a kind of
carried it.
masculine
She also had the
energy.
big cans.
big
That
hands.
does it.
Sort of dominant,
Were you into
tall
her?
woman.
Donna, yeah, because she was
She's
big
got-
and
she's
tall,
manly
and
a
she
little bit.
was the dominant one in that
She's
relationship.
kind of got something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
She's like handsome.
Yep.
She's built like she could beat the shit out of you. She's tall.
Charisma.
She's got big
She could beat the
cans.
shit out of you, but she could also make sure that you get your order
She's a
correctly
man
at the restaurant.
woman. She's a man woman. She's got something for everybody.
That's why I like her.
Yeah, that's why we're
I'm
straight.
fucking you.
Yeah.
You have nipples. They're bumpy.
And they're bumpy. All right, so Topher Grace and Laura Prepon reunited in
Yeah.
bed.
How did you
and-
know her name? That is so impressive.
I know everybody knows Laura Prepon.
I do not.
Now you do.
Now you
Now
do.
you'll
Go
never
on,
forget
go on.
it.
Go
Well,
on.
it's because I'm a Scientologist, and so is she.
Understood.
And
Low key, though.
Low key though. I'm a Scientologist on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a Scientologist
Scientologist that
on the
does-
weekends.
That does Passover.
Just every
My
once in a while.
Jewish Scientologist. I'm a,
That's a thing.
Ziontologist.
There you go.
It's the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the Super Bowl ad now. Ziontology.
We have a combo.
when one
combo
world isn't
religion now.
enough. We're in dangerous territory here.
In
As a,
danger of losing one of our 10 listeners. That's a lot.
we can't stand to lose a single one.
Yeah, we can't.
That's 10% of our market share.
Yeah.
Look, we're a very diverse group of bros, and
They're
we
pretty
have
diverse.
diverse ideas.
Yeah.
And
3 guys who like Laura Prepon.
yeah. Can you make that just the bio of the show?
Just 3 guys.
Just 3
3 guys who
Yeah, I can
really
do
like
that.
Laura
Something for
Prepon.
everyone.
Dude, can you imagine if we like
we gotta get her as a guest.
We got her as a guest on the podcast, and she's like, "So you guys record episodes?" And we're just like,
She did grow like more into her manliness as she kind of, continued on in her life.
She was at the bar when I first moved out of New York City. She was at my going away party, and it was in the middle of January in New York. All of the winter coats were still, not all of them, but like there were like 10 to 15 to 20 winter coats that were stolen from that party. I think it was Laura Prepon.
Why the fuck? What?
"What?
What are you gonna do with that shit?
Laura Prepon stole 10 to 20 coats
Allegedly,
from my New York
never
going
prove
away
it.
party
from your
10
New
years
York
ago.
going away party, she shows up." Because that's the thing is, as a celebrity, you can do that. That's why she became a celebrity.
Because they would think, why would somebody like Donna do that? She has no reason to do that.
She does because she was in Orange Is the New Black and she was training for her role.
Is that what she goes to
being a
jail
criminal.
for? And Orange Is the New Black is for stealing jackets from
For stealing jackets from
Maracuja.
yeah. Yeah.
From,
That's
like-
in the story. They wrote it in.
Yeah, weird. Mm-hmm. I can't believe you were like the test subjects as she was getting into her method.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, I still like her. That's a testament to how much I like her. She stole all these coats, and I'm still think she's pretty cool.
Rick, is this your coat?
Yes.
That sounds sort of like her, right?
Yeah.
That's what she sounds like.
So is she our female
Topher,
lead?
you're in my pussy.
You're fucking me. You're fucking me.
Are you vibrating your balls again, Topher?
No.
He's just yeah.
No, I'm brushing
I'm
my
shaving
teeth.
them.
Yeah.
There's so many good cuck
She's
actors that can play that role.
Josh Gad.
Who's that?
He's the snowman from Frozen.
And he plays a kind of chubby guy in a lot of movies. Every movie, he's like
yeah.
chubby guy.
Lizzo's
Yeah.
assistant.
Yeah.
He is like the super bad guy's like alter ego.
Yeah. Basically.
What's his name?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's like Jonah Hill's.
He's
like,
he's
like dark
He's
Jonah
like
Hill.
theater camp Jonah Hill.
yeah, but he's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny. He does great voices.
It's hilarious. It could, yeah. Well, I mean, I
Well,
think Topher Grace is perfect.
maybe Josh
Topher
Gad is like
Grace.
the best friend.
perfect.
Topher Grace. What about Tobey Maguire?
They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, just throwing him out there.
Yeah.
They do look like brothers. Are they brothers?
No, they should be.
Is one of them which one belongs to Tom Hanks?
Which one blows Tom Hanks?
Which one belongs to Tom Hanks?
belongs?
Oh, Colin Hanks,
Colin Hanks. Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks.
No, the like white one.
Chet Hanks.
No, the like
The
whiter.
yeah, Colin Hanks.
Colin Hanks.
The
He's
one
an
who's
actor,
in
right?
Orange County. Yeah.
With
That's
Jack
who I
Black.
thought you were talking about. That guy's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Who were you talking? Who? Topher Grace?
Topher Grace.
From that 70s show.
Oh,
That's why we even brought up Donna in the first place.
Dude, he's so good. He is so good. That's hilarious. No, I was thinking of the dude from, yeah,
Yeah.
Colin
Hanks from
Yeah.
Orange County.
He's good too.
I'm fucking you.
I feel like he's a little old
He
now.
might be a little old now.
He's like in his 50s.
Yeah, which means he's going from 54 to 19 twink years. The moment that you turn 55, you go back to, there's a twink rebirth. They say there's twink death, which happens at 19. Twink rebirth happens at 54 when you get Ozempic.
That's what that movie 17 again is about.
They put you back in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Start zapping you. All right, so man and woman having pretty mediocre sex again, and it's starting to fuck with her life, right? Because she goes to work and she's very sexually frustrated. This, of course, is Donna from that 70s show, and she's at work and she's just like, "Oh, my pussy."
She's distracted. She's not getting her work done. She's fucking up on all the big projects.
She's looking at like her assistants, her trainees, which are played by us. Actually, she's looking at us and she's like,
zapping them.
"Those guys are hot."
But she can't figure out how to express herself. So if we say like, "Good morning, ma'am. Can I grab you a coffee?" She throws her scalding hot coffee in our face.
Yes.
I already have one, you fucking idiot. But
She's,
not anymore, so you got to give me another one.
Yeah, she's like in a boardroom meeting and she like rolls her rolling chair over to the spot where the
she has
the air conditioner comes out because it vibrates a little bit. So she's in her meeting and
she's
just
getting
like,
it wherever she can.
yeah, she's sort of thrown into like a permanent state of edging, right?
She
because
puts the simian on a rolling chair.
She wants her husband to be the guy. Maybe they haven't even gotten married. Maybe they're like engaged for like 10 years, but she wants him to be the one that gives her an orgasm. And so finally, she's at work. You know, she almost gets in trouble after, you know, sitting on the air conditioner during a meeting.
The whole meeting, she's sitting on an air conditioner.
She's on Zoom.
Because, you know, Laura Prepon sits with her legs spread wide open. It's a power sit.
Yeah.
She doesn't cross her legs, and she's sitting on the desk, which
She
is
has big balls.
vibrating. And, you know, all of a sudden they're like, Stacy, you're up. And she's like, oh, what?
What?
And she completely, because she was so close, she
was right there.
She almost busted in the meeting.
Yeah.
And,
like Jeffrey
They pulled right back into the world, and they're like, you were talking about your proposal for the new Band-Aids? And she's like,
the new ad campaign.
oh God, just come back to me. Just come back to me. Just come back to me. We'll talk. I'll do my presentation later. And so they pause the presentation. She's good, but not in this state.
Yeah.
And so, you know, then later on, she's in the cafeteria at her building or high-powered ad firm. And she's eating
Is this the same movie that the Conquistador?
Yeah.
Right.
Channeling the Duke.
Or is this the Twink movie?
This is the Conquistador.
It's a Conquistador movie, but we're gonna incorporate the Twink movie into it because there's a similar sort of body swap thing going on.
That could happen in the same universe.
Yeah, let's get there.
That's we'll get there.
Let's keep our listeners going. By the way, the next number in John Hamm's phone number, if you're listening, it's a 1.
9-1.
And
That's what we got so far.
Back to the show.
This episode brought to you by Tampax.
And McDonald's breakfast.
The McDonald's breakfast. I don't care for that biscuit fucking sandwich, dude.
Sausage biscuit?
Yeah.
See,
What is that? I want the egg. I want cheese.
You need more than just meat and bread. That's crazy.
It's insane. There's nothing on it.
it's
Am I
crazy.
fucked up for getting the sausage biscuit?
No, it's
Yes.
quite a popular sandwich. I mean, I think
How?
you're fucked up.
That's what they're
but
selling?
a lot of people are fucked up.
And then they
'cause
made a
it's popular
pancake one, the
sandwich.
McGriddle,
Yeah.
which is just pancakes with a piece of sausage. That makes more sense because the bread is like sweet and syrupy and buttery. I don't
You
know.
guys just don't have the same southern zest that I do.
Well, let me tell you what. The scone, it's like a scone. It's like fucking a dry.
Well, this is my issue with biscuits. Yeah, they're so dry. You need to
cheese on there, brother. Or like
moisten
some
it up
gravy.
somehow.
That's why they have gravy.
I'm sorry, you guys don't just have beautiful wet mouths.
My mouth is pretty wet. Thank you very much.
Not as wet as mine.
I guess.
You should see this guy on a Tuesday night.
I guess so.
Bring your wet mouth.
Bring your wet mouths.
It's Wet Mouth Tuesday
We're
having
at
a wet
Splash
mouth party.
Zone.
Are we going to the White Lotus themed pee party?
The Wet Lotus. There's a White Lotus themed piss party called the Wet Lotus, hosted by Inferno.
Shout outs.
This upcoming Saturday. Shout outs, friend of the pod, Adam Barron.
Shout out Adam.
It's $30 entry fee, but then it's unlimited beer, which is actually a pretty good deal.
That is pretty good.
You could easily get $30 worth of beer, and you're gonna want to do that because you're gonna want a lot of piss.
Right. Oh,
You're gonna
yeah.
want to keep
Piss.
that piss going.
Yeah, and beer piss is the best.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys say that like vodka soda piss is what you want, but you want beer piss.
want
It's
beer.
got that
You want beer
stank
piss.
on it.
Yeah.
It's got that stank on it.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. That's like a perpetual motion machine.
God,
Yeah.
God.
The dream,
Bros are
the
so
dream
cool.
of Leonardo da Vinci was a pee party where you drink the beer, you make the pee, and then you drink the pee, and then
You pee again.
pee
If you
again.
can connect, if you can connect like 10 guys, like a man drinking, a man peeping into another man's mouth, and then the other man is peeping into another man's mouth, and then another man is peeping into another man's mouth. You go down about 10 guys. It's like the golden.
It's like a
The golden
champagne
centipede.
tower.
It's the golden centipede, and that's the only way. It's like the Fifth Element. It's like that you have to get the 5 stones, but
Yeah.
in this universe, you have to make
That
it the
could be
golden
another
centipede.
theme party idea. They got Wet Lotus in the next one. They could do the golden centipede.
The last guy, though, that's the thing, is by the time you get to the 10th guy and he pees, it's just back to being beer.
Or is it gold?
That's how that works.
Is it actual gold?
That's science.
Yeah, it
His
is.
dick becomes
That's
like
how you
red
make
hot,
the-
like scalding hot, and, like liquid magma comes down. It's just gold.
Liquid magma.
Magma's already liquid.
There's also a murder mystery
Liquid
element to this
magma.
party, to this piss party.
Yeah.
There is. It's like at midnight somebody dies.
I was wondering about that, and like,
That's
is it just
awesome.
gonna be you're gonna find somebody like floating in the piss pool?
They might just be saying
Face
that. But it would be
down.
funny if they
And you
like
have a
actually made
detective.
a murder mystery party element to it.
Oh, so
When we were in
Yeah.
Miami, there was a murder mystery party. Do you remember Overthrow?
Yeah.
Did that murder mystery party where they would
Did
they would kill a socialite at the parties and then make a stop motion video about it
I do recall.
at like Rock Bar.
I do recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was that photographer. He was like so great, and then he like just disappeared one day, and everyone was like, "That guy was so great."
That guy was such a. What happened to that really cool party photographer?
Yeah, he just disappeared one
With
day
the funny jokes, he was handsome.
because
high
I was a party
cheekbones.
photographer, and he was so much better than everybody else.
Oh, I thought we were talking about you.
He was taking everybody's jobs. He was like the cool kid on the block, and then one day he just gone, and we were like, "What the fuck happened? Is he a twink now?"
Wait, I thought we were talking about
What
you
happened
here.
to him?
No, talking about this other kid. I forgot his name.
Did he die?
We don't know.
We have no idea what happened.
I hope
Because
he's
you're
okay.
a good party photographer. Disarming, charming,
Yeah.
able to make a woman crack a smile when
Yeah,
she's
I was
even
never
the
really
most.
good at any one thing, you know?
You don't have to be.
You have a lot of
I
different
just want,
talents.
like, I don't have any skills. Let's be honest. Man, I'm pretty dumb.
You run this beautiful Bitcoin bar.
I should probably just, I don't know, kill myself.
No. We would miss
Well,
you.
maybe if you don't have any skills.
You know, like, what am I doing? I'm just a consumer of bullshit.
See,
Well,
I think
someone's gotta consume
I
it, I
think you're
guess.
creative.
Aw.
That bros are the best.
I think you're smart
Bros are
too.
the best.
I think you put yourself down in unfair ways.
I will suck your urine and urinate into Rick's mouth so he can.
The golden triangle.
Yeah, you're not going to quite reach gold status.
Yeah. Not quite gold, but
Not quite gold
it's
status.
still
The
it's
The bronze,
still,
the bronze triangle.
Bronze medallion.
The bronze medallion.
and that's a skill.
Yeah, it'll get you through the airport faster.
Yeah. It's a skill.
So she's eating her salad, which she's trying to have. She makes her food very bland because she simply cannot deal with any more erotic stimulation.
Well, her assistants
that's
make it
an
bland. And
interesting
this
role.
time there's too much flavor, so she gets all pissed off
She
and
gets
she hits her
mad.
assistant again.
And then she
does throw the
apologizes.
salad at
She
her assistant.
apologizes to her assistant, and her assistant, who's cool, who's is just like, "Is it Steve again?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he's like, "When are you gonna break up with him?" And she's like, "I can't. I love him." But he doesn't satisfy you. Why don't you just cheat? That would be wrong. It's like, all right, well, here, my sister was having some similar issues with her husband, and they went to this great sex therapist.
The sex therapist is the one who sends him back as a twink. Because once you release the conquistador, out of the body, the old body has to go somewhere else, and it gets sent randomly to a 17-year-old who lives in Pittsburgh.
It's the same guy.
I don't know.
Wait. Let's go with this, right? So they go to this. And that's a great idea. No bad ideas.
I feel like that was a bad idea.
No bad ideas.
Yes, and that's
Yes,
the golden
and here.
rule of screenwriting.
Yeah, it's like mine is like it's like no but. Yeah, my like egomaniacal approach to screenwriting. It's
No.
like, yes, and is pretty much the same as saying no but. But so basically, no but so they go to this sex therapist, and Topher Grace is just like, I don't really think that we need this, honey. Like, I can just get over this problem. And she's just like, dude, my Hitachi smells like your balls. I can't keep doing this. And so they make an appointment. Meanwhile, and here's where we start to set up the twink story. Who is the person that turns into this twink? Is it a man who hasn't gotten his feelings out, or is it a woman who's afraid of turning 55?
I think that the couple going to the therapist,
Yep.
that's what unlocks the
The
conquistador.
Duke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he becomes the Duke.
Because he's a bit of a mystic. The what's his name? Spring?
Sting?
Sting?
He's Spring. He has no Spring.
He's Dr. Spring.
Yeah.
And that's the woman. Is
So
like,
he's a
you
bit of
have
a
to see
mystic.
Dr. Spring.
You know,
You
he's
gotta
got
see
some-
Sting Spring.
His name's Spring. He's got some fucking incense and shit, and he awakens this ancient soul.
Yeah.
I love the idea that they go in and they're like, Dr. Spring? He's like, just call me Spring.
Yeah.
We're doing this podcast so early, guys. You got to give us a break here if we're a little slow.
Yeah, you listeners have
greasing
no
the
idea.
wheels here.
You get up at the crack of
We
dawn
have a
this
call
morning.
time of 5 a.m.
Look,
We're
people are
recording
in
this
traffic right
podcast at
now.
5 a.m.
7:30 a.m. on the Waukegan Passway, Senior Saints and traffic.
The only way I could do a morning show is if I didn't sleep the night before.
So the conquistador takes over Topher's body.
Starts to happen.
They first off, he just said like, Topher, like, what's the problem? Why don't you, what do you think is holding you back from achieving sexual satisfaction with your beautiful, sexy Flora Prepon?
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Spring, the doctor, is looking at her. He's like, I love the way you sit.
I love the way you smell.
I love the way you smell. Your shoulders are so
Your shoulders are
broad,
wide
shoulders.
and big.
Your arms are
tall are you?
strong.
Yeah, and you're tall. He's so tall.
He's got
Taller
some
than
really
me.
high heels. He's like, do you want to try these on? How big can we make you?
And he wears
Stand
wears
on this
heels
chair.
himself. He's a cross-dresser too.
Stand on this apple box.
Yeah, that's throughout the movie. We just make her taller, and taller and taller.
Like the hat in
so
Scary
it's
Movie
basically
3. It just
it is
keeps
a Rob
getting
Schneider film.
He's getting taller.
It's a Rob Schneider film. We need to have Rob Schneider in it then.
We do need, yeah. Okay, all right, so maybe Rob Schneider is the one that transforms into the twink.
That's a huge bitch.
What? Who is he in the movie?
We got to get there. So
There's a new character.
yeah,
She would actually be the best therapist. Do we pivot from Sting? It's gonna be a lot cheaper on production.
well,
Rob
then
Schneider's
I
bait.
still
You get
want
him
to.
for
I still
pennies on the
think that we
dollar.
should use Sting and his tantric.
Yeah, that's
sex
true. Because if there is
thing.
mysticism involved, Sting's
Yeah.
kind of perfect for it.
But I do.
Rob Schneider
I
has a
like where
role.
you're going with Rob Schneider. Maybe Rob Schneider is like Laura Prepon's dad. Again, back to my question: is do we like the twink character to be transformed from a man or a woman?
Well, I liked the if Laura Prepon.
I bet it's good. I bet the stream is.
Oh my
Strong.
God, it's just piping
Oh,
hot.
dude.
Piping hot.
If she's the one
And hard too. It's
who-
just a
who-
blast.
who
it
turns into the
exfoliate.
It burns.
so she can finally be sexually satisfied. She's never felt sexual satisfaction like this before, ever.
So she's the one that becomes the twink?
Yeah, she is. What happens to her vessel though afterwards? Somebody's got to take over that
So there's
vessel
a bit of a mix-up with the whole mystic
with the whole trading
thing that they're doing
bodies.
because they're getting into a spiritual world that is a bit uncharted. And oops, she gets sent back into while bringing the conquistador out. She fucking gets mixed up and she gets sent back to ancient France.
They open some kind
She's
of
on
portal.
the battlefield
She's on the battlefield,
as a twink.
and she just turned 18.
And like, boy, bring the water.
Yeah.
She's like, here's the water, my liege. And he's like, now, suck my cock. Before battle, hurry.
So I mean, this does make it simpler if it's just kind of like a
it's
1-2
like Black
switch.
Knight with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. So she switches with, and actually the conquistador the whole time was a 14-year-old twink, which we didn't realize. He actually was the twink this whole time.
Does this math work?
But in ancient, and then in trying to summon his body to take over her husband's vessel, there's a mix-up, and they switch. So then the conquistador is in her body, and she is in his body. They do the flip.
Wait. So Topher Grace becomes Laura Prepon?
No, Topher Grace is still just himself.
It's like, whoa.
But his wife is now filled with the vessel of this 14-year-old conquistador.
So does that happen like later? Like,
Oh, I
like,
see what
like,
you're saying.
like
I see what you're saying.
third act?
No, like in the middle of the movie.
Middle of the movie.
Yeah, more like closer to the start of the second act.
Yeah, no, I think it is probably later in the film because this is them, like, they're trying to figure out how to fix it, and they almost fix it. But there's another little
Right. Somebody
mix-up.
else comes through.
Another little snafu. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, all right, yeah, because Topher Grace is like trying to figure this out
Right.
the entire time.
He's
like
become
the,
this
that
like
becomes the B
sexual
story.
decadent, like this incredible gourmand of sexual proclivities. You know what I mean? Like there, we need a while of like, you know, some might call this the fun and games section, where like, so they go back after the sex therapy and like they start having sex and it seems like it's going wrong again. It seems like it's going back to the old business. And then she's just like, honey, just remember what Spring said. Just open your third eye. And he's like, oh, that's okay. And he unclenches, you know, and the moment that he unclenches, it's like, and then it goes, the spirit goes into him. The spirit goes, and then suddenly
I
he
do
goes,
like the idea that
"Zutalos!"
going through a portal is just like dick sucking.
But then
I thought it was going up his ass.
he's
okay,
he's
okay,
so unclenched. He's so loose and open that the spirit goes out of him, out of him, into Laura Prepon.
Oh, later.
I think Laura Prepon is in a coma.
And she's in a coma. Yeah, she's in a coma
when
as
she
well.
goes back to ancient France, and
Yeah.
he's desperately working out a plan to bring her out.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait,
While
so
he's doing that, he is having the best sex of his life.
yep.
And he's like, this is awesome. And then he's also trying to study with the priest guy, Spring. And he's like, okay, if I do this, he's like reading, researching, and like great montage there. Great montage.
Yeah.
He's learning about French. That's a montage where he
He's
learns
learning
about French history.
Yeah.
Because he now needs to go through one of these in order to get her back.
Because Spring is like, oh my God, she's in ancient France.
She's the thing about it is a 19-foot tall
There is no
redheaded
ancient
woman
France.
in ancient France. She'd be too powerful.
Well, she doesn't look like herself. She looks like this little boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like she could be king.
Yeah.
That was, you know.
No. She looks. Her soul is in the little boy's body, and vice versa.
Yeah,
Right.
she's like
Yeah.
a page.
Yeah.
She's a page.
But a page with the personality of Laura Prepon.
Yes.
In
yes,
ancient
yes.
France.
A strong
Stands to reason.
personality.
That's basically Joan of Arc.
As soon as she arrives in this vessel, she just gets slapped with like a thing, like whoosh.
She's like,
Come on, boy.
but that's the thing is that
So this is
she's into
actually-
this sort of stuff.
This is a kind of prequel to Joan of Arc. This is the story of Joan of
This
Arc.
is the story of
actually.
Joan of Arc, actually.
Yeah.
Has anybody? All I'm saying is, has anybody considered the fact that Joan of Arc was possessed by the spirit of Laura Prepon,
Nobody's ever considered that.
which is how
until
she
now.
mustered up the strength to
To be the brave warrior that she was.
make France thrive, to take France back from the English. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot going on in this movie. We're crossing through time and space, but the most
love it.
important thing is that
I love
I would actually write this one.
Laura Prepon.
Laura Prepon, yeah.
I don't know if she's really on Instagram.
No, this is
This
X.
is Pornhub.
And if there are any nudes, it'll be on X. But she's looking like she has pretty clean,
Clean bill of health.
pretty clean bill of health
Clean
here.
bill of health.
That's unfortunate.
I'm so in love with her. I didn't know I was this in love with her. I'll do
Yeah.
anything. I'll burn myself. I'll burn my family.
So if you're listening to the pod, Laura Prepon
Or Gal. I'll take Gal.
or Gal Gadot
Gal is kind of the Israeli version.
of Laura Prepon.
A little bit. I feel like she is like she's as big.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I don't
Gal
think she's. I don't
seems
think
Nobody.
she's-
Well,
I
that's
don't think she's
nobody's as
big.
nobody's as big as Laura Prepon. She's the biggest woman.
I think
She's
Gal is
she's like 6'4", right?
She's 6'6",
6'4",
6'7".
Probably
6'6", maybe 6'8",
Well, I mean, what is it?
maybe
It's-
6'10".
We started this about an hour
maybe
ago.
6'11",
and- Yeah, I think she's now 7 feet tall.
7 feet tall. Yeah.
And what about Gal?
Gal's she's like normal.
Gal's
like
like 5'4",
4'2".
5'3".
They just photograph her really well
I mean, 4'2" as
must shoot me from low
as an
angle.
actress.
as an actor. It's a
That
perfect.
looks normal.
It's a perfect
That's
size.
a good. That's a perfect height for an actress.
Same size as Tom Cruise. Fits into your pocket.
I'm in love with both of them. I
Tom
think I'm
Cruise
in
and
love
Laura
with
Prepon.
both of you too. I think I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And I'll take. Just love me back, please.
I got you.
That's,
What the
the
hell?
fuck was that? That's
You just heard something crazy.
That's the battle cry.
That's the battle cry for the
That's like
French army.
yeah. Just
Laura
see like the
Prepon
French
is
Legion
leading the
walking down
charge.
street.
She's leading the charge. So Laura Prepon is in the body of the kid from Game of Thrones who played Joffrey, who is has her sexual energy. So like just relishes being tied up and beaten and whipped raw. And that because that was the whole thing. That was all she was like, remember that time that I told you to do all that freaky stuff to me, and Dr. Spring is like, tell me more. And Topher Grace is like, that was weird to me. I was off put by that. And she was like, no honey, I love it. He's like, okay, I guess we can try. But then he gets possessed by the French Duke. Is that
Somebody's ripping a tooth. Sounds like.
I always thought I could play the trumpet just by looking at it. You look at it, and I'm like, I could play that.
That could be one
I've
of your
never held
unrealized
one.
skills. You're talking about having no skills.
I've
that
never
could be
held
one
one.
of
You've
them.
never even held a trumpet?
No.
We gotta
But
go
I
to.
feel like
We gotta
I could
go
play it.
try
I
one.
tried to play a trumpet once. It was way harder than I expected.
I think it's pretty hard.
You don't just do that.
You don't just like flip your fingers around and
Doing the horn thing is you need a lot of strength. It's a lot of
I
breath
don't
work.
have that. I don't have that.
You don't have that.
I don't have the time. I don't have the strength.
Yeah.
but you do
Pass
have the
the creatine.
imagination.
Pass the creatine.
And that's
Let's
what
all do a little dollop. Let's all do a little
little-
snort.
creatine bumps.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I tried taking creatine for a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
Wasn't for you.
I really don't like it.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I just don't like the taste.
Oh, see, I didn't mind
And
the
it's
taste.
flavorless. And I kind of like gag when I drink it.
Yeah.
But it for some strange reason I started to get like fucking powerfully bad canker sores.
Diarrhea.
No, I got like literally just like 3 or 4 days into taking creatine, my mouth just like filled up with these like extremely painful blisters.
Your body was rejecting it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That could be the SLS in your toothpaste.
It could be the fluoride in the water.
Well, anyway, it required that I take more supplements just to make them go away. And so then I stopped taking creatine because it simply wasn't worth it.
It's not worth it.
I was looking pretty cut, but like, man, have you ever had a really bad canker sore?
All the time.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my
Fucking
God,
worse.
dude.
My
It
mouth
makes you want
is
to
constantly
cry.
full of
Fucking
open
worse.
sores.
Yeah, dude. Try getting one on the tip
bleeding.
of your cock.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, thank you. You sprinkle a little creatine on it.
Sprinkle a little creatine on it. Sure.
It's a magic remedy. So, boys, what happened? Where does this movie go?
How does it end?
How does it end?
Well, Joan of
ends
Arc
with-
gets burned at the stake.
It ends with
His plot.
Topher Grace
We're forgetting
bringing
about
her
his
back.
plot. We're forgetting about his plot to, as the French Duke's plot to overthrow the American government.
Yeah.
That's the C story.
Yeah,
right?
we still
Oh,
haven't
no, it
gotten
becomes
there.
the A story actually.
Yeah, that's the A story.
That is the A story.
Is his heightened state of sexual arousal, which, how does Laura Prepon keep him hard so that she can continue to enjoy the Duke?
Well, they're in separate places now.
Right,
She's
but
in France.
leading up to that, the reason that she gets transported to France
Yeah.
is because finally the French Duke makes her bust so hard she goes into a coma.
I know what happens.
Yeah.
I know what happens. The French Duke is in Tobey Maguire's body.
Topher
Right?
Grace.
Topher Grace.
Topher Maguire.
Okay.
Colin
So,
Hanks.
and she goes back. She gets sucked back into olden times France,
Yep.
right? So there is a gap there, right? Someone needs to fill that slot of a leader. Who's going to lead this revolution?
Right.
Whatever it is that they're doing. She steps up into that. She's the she's a fucking page. And she's like, you guys are being pussies. I'll show you how this is going to go.
And they're
'Cause
like,
she's
shut up.
She's a big lady on the inside. Yeah.
Yeah, and
At first,
they whip her, but then
yep.
she's like,
I like it.
I like it.
But she does step into that role, that void. And she leads the revolution. She's leading a fucking revolution in France.
Yeah.
And the conquistador, the Duke, is like, I love sausage McMuffins. He's just like fully like bought into like American culture.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
becomes, like, so decadent.
Starbucks.
He like at first he has this revolutionary mindset, but then the moment that he tries like a fucking sweet green,
yeah.
he's just "Lols.
Oh, yeah, he's just in line.
I
for
love the
different
trough.
bowls.
Feed me the food from the trough.
So
Let
he
me
gets
eat it out of the bowl.
he gets knocked off
Oh, yeah.
course because he becomes obese through
Yeah.
the American diet.
It's a great montage of him just waiting in queues.
Going to
Just
Chick-fil-A,
different, like, bowl
going
places.
to Raising Cane's.
Extra guacamole, please.
You call this extra? I want more.
So she's in a coma. He's out there
becoming
getting
obese.
crazy. So the only one who knows that this mix-up has happened is Spring, and Spring is trying to like rectify it.
Right.
But he kind of likes it too. He kind of finds this whole thing exciting.
Well, he's in love with Laura Prepon, so
Yeah.
he needs
He's
her
in
to
a
come
coma.
back.
Oh, that's
He's just
that's
visiting
exactly
her in a
why
coma
he
every
cares.
day.
Right. He's,
Yeah.
He
yeah.
goes to
He's
visit her. He's holding her hand.
Yeah.
He's ringing the
Edging.
bell by her head.
Yeah.
please, honey, wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up for me.
Please, honey, wake up.
That's your British. Please.
I love you, Donna.
Life is like a box of chocolates. I'm staying. Jesus
That's
Christ.
his real voice.
Ladies and gentlemen of
Roxanne.
Alabama.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's been by her bedside.
This British guy who sounds like Forrest Gump is by her bedside.
Wake up for me. Why won't you wake up?
If he changes his accent halfway through the film,
You're so
I wouldn't be upset.
sexy.
I wouldn't be upset.
If you love me, you'll wake up.
So the end of the film is he does bring her back. She's completed a tremendous feat in France. She saves a town. She leads an uprising.
Right.
She's
Kills
got all
a
this
lot of people.
experience when she comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Toby,
When she comes back, how
Maguire.
does she come back?
she comes back because he figures out in the spell book some
He does
thing.
the
He's
spell
like,
book.
he's like, I've got it.
Yeah.
93 minutes in.
The
Yeah.
whole, that's the thing is the whole time when she's in the hospital, he's been touching her body.
Yeah.
But what he realizes that he needs to do to get her back is to touch her mind.
And the nurses are
wow.
like, do you know this woman? He's like, yes.
I'm her doctor.
He just turns, snaps his neck. I'm her doctor.
God damn you, I'm her doctor.
Damn you.
Damn it, man! Do you not respect the medical? I'm her sex therapist.
She needs.
I went to 1
May.
year of licensing. I did not spend 180 days learning to be a sex therapist to be disrespected by an MD.
Yeah.
So
and then he
fixes
touches
it,
her mind.
right?
Yeah. He figures out the
brings her
code, the
back,
spell.
sending back the Duke. And Toby doesn't learn a goddamn thing. He doesn't change at all.
Hell, he hasn't
He's
learned
still
any
like,
lessons.
He doesn't remember what happens. The moment that the Duke takes over, he just
Honey,
fucking
about that blowjob.
Yeah, and she's like, "You got it, babe."
because she's learned as a French 14-year-old slave boy how to throw her hair in a little messy bun
and handle it.
Now suck me off,
And
boy.
handle it.
Suck me off.
yeah, it's actually how she becomes the leader of the French army.
So
The
and
French
then
resistance.
How
Like,
does
lads, you have to see this page.
That's
Suck a golf ball through a straw.
That's the ironic thing about it is that when she is part of the French Revolution, things are about to actually become really good. History is about to change.
Yeah.
And the moment that they're like, well, we've got you in power. What is your next decision, my liege? Spring sucks her right back into her body, leaving this idiot French
Idiot French boy.
page boy back in, and he has the same problem as Tobey Maguire, where he's just like, sorry, what? I just woke up from
Who
the
is Tobey
craziest
Maguire?
from the craziest dream. The main character.
Topher Grace?
Oh, Topher Grace.
who's Tobey
Donna's the
Maguire,
main
though?
character.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Venom. He's Venom.
He's a gambling addict
No, Topher Grace was
Toby
Venom.
Maguire is
Tobey Maguire is
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
who's a gambling
Yeah.
addict.
I can't
Yeah.
picture him right now.
He's
'cause
not the
all
main
I see is
character
Collins
either.
Hanks.
Donna's the main character.
Yeah,
Right.
Donna's the main character. for
The
sure. And we
7-foot
get to-
tall woman.
When do we get to see her tits, by the way?
Oh, throughout the
It's the
whole
whole
film.
movie, yeah.
The whole movie. She's taking her top off.
That's that scene in the
That is,
office.
spring is like, sometimes it's a helpful exercise if you take your shirt off.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay.
Sometimes
She does it at the
you
office
might
too.
Let me
feel a
watch
little
you guys be-
comfortable.
Part of her abusing her assistants is exposing herself to them.
They're constantly walking to her office, and she turns around. It's like, whoop.
Yeah. It just keeps them on.
Do you
on
think
their
there are any
toes.
Actually,
women-
only spring just like drops the whole like refined British accent only when he gets aroused. And he
right?
turns into like his brain just goes like full dumb.
But
He's like,
he's
"Oh, yes,
aroused
and
so
well,
often. So
Oh, look at those.
Look at the melons.
mommy milkers.
we only see him with a British accent a couple times because he's usually
They're
aroused.
usually aroused,
Yeah.
which is a secret.
That's his big secret.
Do you
yeah.
think that there are any women who have the same like Louis C.K. problem,
Yep.
where like the moment that you turn your backs on them, you turn around and they just have their tits out?
They lock the door. It's like, did you lock me in?
No.
No, I'm gonna finger my pussy while I eat Snickers bars out of the mini bar.
I'm so disgusting.
Tell me how disgusting I am.
I'm so sad. There's got to be like one, right? There's got to be like one.
I'm
woman.
sure.
I don't think so.
I'm
dude.
sure.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think so.
They're just not wired the same way.
Dudes
Ellen
roll.
DeGeneres.
That was how she got canceled.
She did everything in the book you
She
could
made
think
a
of.
man eat chicken off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lads.
All right, is that the end?
Well done.
Bye.